this verse, Vyasadeva asks, who are the candidates to understand the science of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, the esoteric teaching? It is not for persons who are entangled in dharma-ksetre, cheating religious system, materially motivated religion. Kaitava means cheating. So according to Srimad Bhagavatam, any type of religion which is based on material motivation to attain economic development, sense gratification, or even liberation is considered a cheating religious system. And all cheating religious systems are rejected from this esoteric teaching, Srimad Bhagavatam. It is meant only for persons who are not envious. Paramo nirmatsaranang satam, fully honest and pure in heart. Vastavya vastu, one who wants to learn reality, not false reality. Here in this material world, everything is false reality. Just like we're trying to find water in the desert. Well, there is no water in the desert. But we may see a mirage, a false vision of water. An ignorant person lost in the desert, if he sees a mirage of water in the distance, runs after it and dies. So here in this material world, every one of us is running after the false mirage that there is happiness in this material body, in material possessions, or material designations. That is the condition of the spirit soul in material existence. We are searching for happiness in a place where by nature there is no real happiness to be found, just like water in the desert. So we are tricked again and again by false happiness. This is the existential human condition, and therefore we are angry, hateful, and envious. Kṛṣṇa speaks Bhagavad-gita to help us get out of this ignorance and enviousness. The basic principle of Bhagavad-gita is to bestow spiritual liberation upon everyone. Therefore, Bhagavad-gita is the gate of liberation. So, as we have pointed out, Kṛṣṇa is speaking Bhagavad-gita to everyone. He is speaking it in the midst of the two armies, so that all can hear, both his friends and his enemies, both the devas and the demons, both those who are pious and pure and those who are contaminated by envy and sin. Everyone can hear Bhagavad-gita, everyone can benefit from Bhagavad-gita. So therefore Kṛṣṇa is offering liberation to everyone. But then, in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the graduate study of the science of God, Bhagavad-gita is like the undergraduate study, and Srimad Bhagavatam is like the graduate study, the graduate level. The conditions are given there that actually this science of God is only for those who are completely pure in heart. So, if we want to actually benefit from the offer of Kṛṣṇa in Bhagavad-gita, we have to pass through this gate of liberation and actually attain complete purity of heart. Well, what does that mean? That means we're no longer envious. In this material world, everybody is envious of everyone else. And only a small misunderstanding easily blows up into a major conflict. This is the material world. Why? Because everyone is unsatisfied. We're searching after beauty and pleasure and truth, and we're not finding any. These things are necessary for the soul. Just like the material body, we have to have at least one good meal in a day. Otherwise, our health will suffer and will become weak. So similarly, the soul also needs nourishment and nutrition. Well, what is the nutrition for the soul? Beauty, love, and absolute truth. If we are denied these things, then our soul becomes unhealthy. And when our soul becomes unhealthy, then we develop all these negative qualities: anger, enviousness, lust, greed, and so forth. So we have to feed our soul, nourish our soul, so that we become spiritually healthy. And the way of doing this is given in Bhagavad-gita, and then beyond that in the esoteric teaching of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, we do not recommend that people study Srimad Bhagavatam until they have prepared themselves properly by going through Bhagavad-gita. But not just any Bhagavad-gita. Bhagavad-gita as it is. Not a Bhagavad-gita that is based on someone's own motivated interpretation. Okay? Why? Because the next stage, you're going to have to go through Srimad Bhagavatam. And Srimad Bhagavatam says that the highest truth is understandable only by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. So if we try to prepare ourselves for Bhagavad Purana, or Srimad Bhagavatam, by reading some Gita which is translated or interpreted by someone whose motivations are not pure, we will not be able to understand the esoteric teaching. We will miss the point, because we have taken somebody's interpretation, somebody's own idea instead of the idea of Kṛṣṇa. So there's no need to interpret Bhagavad-gita. Bhagavad-gita is already perfect just the way it is. Each word in Bhagavad-gita means what it says it is, its own dictionary meaning. We don't have to interpolate any other meaning in Bhagavad-gita. We don't have to say that the field of Kuru-ksetra is actually the body and the 5 Pandavas represent the senses. Now, who authorized this interpretation? Do we find it anywhere in the other works of Vyasadeva? No. So this is someone's idea. Or to say that it's not really the person Kṛṣṇa that we have to surrender to, but we have to surrender to the unmanifest Brahman within the heart. Well, who came up with this? Was this Vyasadeva's idea? No. Was this Kṛṣṇa's idea? No. Kṛṣṇa says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. Surrender to me. Think of me. Worship me. And surrender to me. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up all other kinds of dharma, all other kinds of religion, and just surrender unto me. Me, mam, the person, myself, I. It's very clear. There's no need for interpretation. Kṛṣṇa uses very simple language. In Sanskrit, Srimad Bhagavatam is very advanced. You have to have a lot of training and background in order to understand it. But Bhagavad-gita is understandable to any Indian. Anyone who speaks Hindi, practically speaking, can understand the Sanskrit of Bhagavad-gita because it's so simple, direct, not complex, no subtle constructions. It's all very straightforward. So Bhagavad-gita is meant for the masses. Bhagavad-gita is meant for the Gokara, the ordinary people who are trapped in material life because they have no access to spiritual knowledge. So Bhagavad-gita gives them what they need to get started. But the real essence is there in Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the esoteric teaching. This is what we are leading up to. So we're studying Bhagavad-gita very methodically and systematically so that we can return to our original perfect body. We hope you've enjoyed this edition of My Perfect Body. This is David Hughes, your host, reminding you to visit us on the web at esotericteaching.org, where you can purchase the complete Esoteric Teaching Introductory Seminar DVD and many CDs of transcendental music and mantras.